When people talk about Star Wars, they typically jump into the original trilogy or even the prequel trilogy and, God forbid, the sequel trilogy. But what some people seem to forget and don't really realize is lurking sometime in the 90s, there is this kind of forgotten little time period where we had this story called Shadows of the Empire that was just sitting there and was put out right before the prequels really began. George Lucas was all about hey, let's get some Star Wars content out, but you know what, I'm too busy doing this, so hey, why don't you guys over there go ahead and put something out. You know what, let's get into it here. This was a bold multimedia experiment that was basically Lucasfilm asking, what if we gave you everything that comes with a Star Wars movie except an actual movie? And believe it or not, it kind of worked. Released in 1996, Shadows of the Empire wasn't just a novel by Steve Perry, it was a coordinated blast of content. A novel, a comic series, also a Nintendo 64 and PC video game. To add to that, there was a full orchestral soundtrack and a tidal wave of merchandise. The goal was simple but ambitious: expand the Star Wars universe and keep fans hooked while they waited for George Lucas's prequels. Lucas himself was supportive, but pretty much hands-off as he was busy juggling the special editions and early prep for Star Wars Episode 1. Still though, he gave the creative team a rare amount of freedom to tell a story that mattered. The tale takes place in the gap between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Han Solo has been frozen in carbonite and delivered to Boba Fett, but the galaxy doesn't stop spinning. Enter Prince Xizor, leader of the criminal syndicate Black Sun. Ruthless, brilliant, and dangerously ambitious, Xizor schemes to dethrone Darth Vader as Palpatine's favored servant. His plan? Eliminate Luke Skywalker, undermining Vader's worth in the Emperor's eyes. Meanwhile, Luke is still struggling with his Jedi training, while Leia, Chewbacca, and Lando put together a desperate mission to rescue Han. Along the way, they're joined by Dash Rendar, a smuggler with a fast ship called the Outrider. Now, if Han Solo is the ultimate space cowboy, Dash is his scrappy understudy. The story builds to a showdown on Coruscant, where the heroes face Xizor head-on in his fortress. Luke survives multiple assassination attempts, Leia fends off Xizor's manipulation, and eventually Vader wipes Xizor off the board. By the end, the Black Sun is in ruins. Luke and friends regroup, and the stage is set for the rescue mission at Jabba's palace. Lucasfilm didn't just stop at storytelling with this. They baked Shadows into the Star Wars mythos. Dash Rendar's Outrider even makes a cameo in the special edition of A New Hope, lifting off from Mos Eisley's spaceport right as Luke and Obi-Wan enter the city. That wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate nod to connect the project with the movies. For fans at the time, this was huge. This wasn't just an expanded universe story. This felt like a missing chapter in the ongoing story. You then had a video game, who for many, Shadows of the Empire was their introduction to 3D Star Wars gaming. The N64 game let players relive the Battle of Hoth, race through Mos Eisley on speeder bikes, and fight Xizor's forces. It wasn't perfect, but it was groundbreaking. Then you had the amazing soundtrack by Joel McNeely. He composed a full orchestral score for the project, performed by the Royal Scottish National Orchestra. Can you believe it? An original Star Wars soundtrack for a story without a film. The move gave the project an extra layer of cinematic credibility. And then there was the merchandising blitz. Action figures, trading cards, model kits, you name it, Shadows of the Empire had it. The merchandising push rivaled that of an actual film release, proving just how seriously Lucasfilm took the experiment. While Disney's canon reset kind of means that Shadows of the Empire is no longer official, its fingerprints are still all over Star Wars. Black Sun shows up in the Clone Wars. Nods to Dash Rendar pop up in novels and reference books, and fans still debate the untapped potential of Prince Shizor. More importantly, the project set the blueprint for modern multimedia storytelling. Before Marvel was tying comics, TV shows, and movies together, Shadows of the Empire showed how one story could thrive across books, games, and merchandise simultaneously. At the end of the day, Shadows of the Empire was a bold experiment that gave fans exactly what they craved in the mid-90s. A reason to believe Star Wars was still alive. It wasn't a movie, but in a lot of ways, it felt like one. So here's the question: how did you experience Shadows of the Empire? Was it through comics? Was it the N64 game? Or the amazing soundtrack? Let me know how you first experienced Shadows of the Empire in the comments below.